Our journey for Bundesliga bliss is underway. We are pretty much in the middle of that right now. The bliss is here. Either that or this is the easiest league in the world, and we're going to absolutely rinse through this with our just plug in the same tactic and it just works. I mean, there's been a hitch or two, but for the most part, this has been sensational. We're going to get right into it, catch up on everything you missed since the last video. Before we do, make sure you leave us that like down below, subscribe if you're new around here, comment what you think of the video, you think of the team, the results, the tactics, the this, that, the other, whatever you want. Let me know if there's any other videos you might like to see. Of course, on Tuesdays I've been doing just talking about football. If you have any, I don't know, topics you want me to talk about, or types of videos you'd like to see, like we try to buy or sell with Tottenham the other day. We did ranking the teams, how their seasons did, you know, tier lists and things like that. Whatever you reckon, let me know what you would like to see. I'll see how I can do it. Let's get into our brilliant Bundesliga side, RB Leipzig. For evidence of just how brilliant we've been, where better to start than just the league table, which is pretty ridiculous. We've got a 5-point lead after 8 games. I don't really understand it. We're ahead of Bayern Munich by 6 points as well. It's been just ridiculous, really. Just the one loss. And I believe it was 1-0. The only goal we've conceded, one goal we've conceded in 7 games, was a 1-0 loss to... I guess that makes sense. We wouldn't have a loss if we hadn't conceded. Anyway, yeah, we've had one loss to Mönchengladbach, who are down in 6th. Other than that, 7 wins from 7, 7 clean sheets from the other 7. I don't understand. Champions League, it's clear that there's a bit of a gulf inequality, as you'll come to see in 2 seconds, but Bundesliga, we might do this? Look, I'm assuming it'll get harder. I'm assuming there will be, you know, a tough run. We can't just stay this good for this long. Like, I mean, what? We can't just stay this good for the entire season. There's got to be blips. Otherwise, they would have been running through seasons, you know, gone by. I haven't changed major things about the team, surely. But if it's working, I'll take it. Absolutely. And then we can rinse through, and we've got other series ideas and things, you know, if we can get through it, why not? As for the results themselves, of course, you were here for the 3-0 win over Mainz in the first game of the season. Marquinhos, Olmo, Pedro with the goals. Then a 6-0 over Hamburg with 2 for Marquinhos, 1 from Nkunku. Then goals for João Pedro, Olmo, and our baby boy Rafael, who I'll show you in a tick because he's... if you remember, if you're here for the last video, you would have seen we bought him for £14 million. Brazilian 20-year-old. No one else has grabbed him for whatever reason, and he's brilliant. Anyway, I'll show you in a tick. Hanover we beat 2-0 thanks to João Pedro getting 2, one of them being right at the death, and it makes it look a little bit easier than it was. Schalke we beat 1-0 thanks to Dani Olmo. Schalke, of course, in this universe in 2030, they are quite good. They finished 3rd in the league last year, 1 position above our RB Leipzig side, or the RB Leipzig side prior to it being ours, anyway. Then in the Champions League, we've only beaten Slavia Prague 2-1. It was 2-0 and they've got one in the 85th, but a team we should be beating easier than that. 1-0 over Hertha Berlin, Dani Olmo with the goal there again. Then against Cologne, Vieira and Marquinhos getting the goals for a 2-0 win. Before Champions League against Premier League teams isn't working out, and we've got harder opposition coming up than this. 1-1 against Tottenham, Marquinhos with the goal, and Manuel Matthias getting the equaliser for them there before the loss to Mönchengladbach. And we just, look, I don't really have an excuse. I think we played fairly well. It wasn't as if, you know, we just completely didn't perform that day or anything like that, because we were okay. Just not good enough. Following on from that, though, we had a nice 2-0 win, back up to regular service, I guess, resuming. Okoli getting the first goal, followed by Rafael getting his second. And then a 4-0 in 14 minutes against Liverpool. So they were up 4-0 after 14 minutes. And then nothing else happened for the rest of the game. We were not very good. I made a bunch of changes very early in the second half just to change over people who are having a bad time. And it really was a bad time. If you look at the rest of our Champions League fixtures, we've been sort of stitched up. So we've somehow got Liverpool, Tottenham, Juventus, Real Madrid, and Atletico Madrid. I mean, St. Gallen we should be beating quite easily. Sporting Club Portugal we should at least... I don't know, we should... It's a side we probably should be beating. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, but it's a side we should be beating. But then we've got away days at Atletico, away day at Juventus. It was away against Tottenham, hosting Real Madrid, who I'm assuming are very good, although they don't have Vinny Jr. because he's at Bayern Munich. It's whatever. It's just not going to be fun. I assume it's not going to be fun. Today, though, we've got Wolfsburg. Before we get to that, though, I'll show you the squad and how we've been performing. Players that have been performing well. Dani Olmo, of course, you would have seen his name a few times. Yeah, Pedro, of course, his appearances is now caught up to his goals after, of course, the first game under our tutelage was a 7-goal haul for him in an 8 or 9-0 win in the cup. I can't remember. Other than that, I mean, some very good performers. I mean, Spanioli's played well when he's been able to be fit. I think he's had a couple of injuries now, and he'll be out for this one with sprained knee ligaments. Then, look, some very solid. It's very good to have that many players. Like, how many is that? 12 people having a 7 or above is pretty good. Rafael down here, he's the man. So, as I said, 20-year-old, first, move out of Brazil. He'd been at Atletico Mineiro his whole career. He's got 4.5 star potential. We bought him for 14 million just a couple of months ago. He's already up to being worth between 56 and 64 million, so pretty decent. And looking at, oh, that's how cute is that? Pleased to have joined into play for Spike. That's a bit cute. Just across the board, very good. I mean, obviously there are some key things that you would like to be a bit better, like his, work rate a bit better, off the ball a bit better. I'm sure he'd be nice to pass a bit better, but other than that, like, across the board, just decent, for a 20-year-old. I imagine he'll be very, very good in years to come. 2 goals so far in 10 appearances, including, 5 of them off the bench. But I don't know, I feel like big things to come from him. He just needs to, settle in first a bit, maybe. Let's go with that anyway. Other than him, we didn't really make any other transfers, except for a backup goalkeeper, which we brought in a German fella, squad requirements reasons. His name's Luca Plogman, and he is just fine. Like, he's not brilliant. He's not awful. He's pretty fine. We've also got Trubin, who is quite good. He's 2 meters tall. Yeah, 2 meters tall and 20 aerial reach. Sort of explains that. Other than that, nothing else really happened. We had a deadline move for Licensor Traore down here. Nearly work out. I think it was Brentford actually came in with an offer for him, and we accepted it because they met our valuation, and he turned it down. I was hurriedly in the 4 or 5 hours that was remaining in the transfer window, trying to see who I should bring in, and I had some targets, blah, blah, blah. But he said no, so I was like, oh, I guess we'll just stick with him. He's played 3 times off the bench. I haven't exactly, loved using him or anything. I mean, he's fine. He's probably just about as good as Rafael is, but if I've got Rafael, I'll use Rafael, I guess. Anyway, that's enough of whatever that was. Looking at the competitions, we're in first, of course. The group phase of the league phase. Oh my god, league phase of the Champions League. They want us to just be competitive. So I mean, hopefully we can just qualify for the next round. That'd be fantastic. And then in the German Cup, we've got a game coming up. Actually, the game after this against Dusseldorf, which hopefully we progress in and compete. That's just what I want. I just want competing across the board in individual games in the Champions League. Don't necessarily need to qualify for the next round or anything. Don't really care. Bundesliga, I want us to be competitive. I want us to qualify easily for the Champions League with our league position. And the German Cup, DFB Pokal, don't really care. Do whatever we want to do. We could get knocked out by Dusseldorf. Wouldn't care one bit. Anyway, let's head through to our lineups then. So the lineup we're going with then, it is Trubin in goals, a back 4 of Charlotte, I don't know, Thiau, Hincapié and Parisi across the back line. Darbo as a holder with Baumgartner and Olmo ahead of him, Marquinhos on the right and Kunku on the left, and the big man Rafael up front, all 197 centimetres of him. As for the bench, João Pedro's there, but he's a bit tired after playing against Liverpool, I suppose. Carmona the same with Svanberg. And I just, want to play a little bit of something different. Baumgartner hasn't had too many opportunities, as you can see by his match fitness, but we'll see how he goes today against Wolfsburg. I don't really know too much about this Wolfsburg side, if I'm being completely honest. Can't remember where they finished last season. I definitely looked at the league table, and I don't know if they were an option for me to go to the club, but at the end of the day, I've chosen Leipzig. They still have Bornau. I feel like he's there in real life. Anyone else I really recognise? Segumara I recognise, but I think he's at maybe Bordeaux or something like that, or has been. And maybe he was, is that the fella that was at Sunderland in the Sunderland Till I Die thing? Tedesco's the manager. Yeah, that's about it. Florian Flick, I hope that's Hansi's son. I don't know. Media's been praising us, so we're going to use that. Hopefully we can continue our good run here today. I have been, you know, considering changing up the tactics and, you know, playing just something different because we're in a different place. And but then we're doing so well, so why would I mess with what's working? They're playing quite a defensive formation here, basically 7 at the back and then 3 people at the top. But you know, who am I to criticise their manager or how they're playing? Look at our goal difference, 16. No one else has better than 8. Bloody hell. Sensational. Who would have thought that it's coming down to our defence, like our strength defensively, that, you know, is keeping keeping us, you know, this far ahead of everyone. Not me. Anyway, the Mönchengladbach loss sort of came out of nowhere. We've got a highlight after 6 minutes, but yeah, out of nowhere, we just didn't perform, didn't get a goal. Don't know if there are injuries or anything, but it just didn't work out. Highlight, Olmo nearly tackling the fella just inside the box there. Charlotte gets the ball from the poor clearance from the goalkeeper. Takes it out right, swings it in towards Big Raphael, gets the goal. Go on, son. All 197 centimetres off him. Just a big lobbed crossover to Raphael. That's all you need to do. He's got 197 centimetres. He's big, he's tall, he's strong. He hopefully can jump at least a little bit. I mean, he doesn't need to jump too much. He's tall enough. And he sure can head the ball. As you see here, too much power for Schreiber in goals. And we're up 1-0 after 6 minutes. Bloody hell. This is easy, this Bundesliga gig. God, should have gone to Bundesliga first and just knocked it out of the park. Easy. Bayern Munich? Did that make sense? Did that work? I suppose. Look, taking charge of this team and taking charge of, I guess, Napoli as well. I definitely looked at them as longer projects than they sort of turned out to be. I don't know why we're set up for a long throw. I definitely didn't set those up. Here's Raphael though. Oh, nearly another one. Yeah, when I'm taking charge of Napoli and now Leipzig, I'm taking charge of them with the idea of it being, you know, I don't know, 4 or 5 years maybe before we win the title. But Napoli, we won the Champions League first year. We've got another highlight here. And then second year we won Serie A and the Champions League. We're up 2-0 here in 19 minutes. We might actually do this. Like, I don't want to claim to be a genius. I don't want to claim that, you know, because we struggled in the Premier League and we didn't really. I mean, it was 2 seasons to turn a team from 6th into 1st. But it was competitive to the last day, I guess. Whereas Bundesliga's been a doddle. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know if this is just... Is this everyone's experience? I don't know if everybody finds it happens this way. Maybe this team was just really underperforming and they really do have it. But you look at Bayern Munich's team, they are very good. Like with, as I said before, Vinny Jr.'s there. There's got someone else. Ugarte's there. Probably still have, like, I don't know, De Ligt probably still there. Or Alphonso Davies, I know, is still there, actually. So they're going to have a good side. Or we're just beaten teams. I don't know. I don't get it. Let's see. Another highlight here after 33 minutes. Charlotte on the right again. Plays it down the line for Marquinhos. Beard out of his reach. Back to Charlotte. Of course, the 19-year-old, I think, Belgian fella. Baumgartner to Raphael. Back for Marquinhos. Oh, that was beautiful. I thought that was a goal. That was gorgeous, but not quite. Doesn't quite work out. Baumgartner getting the assist is good to see for someone who doesn't really play too often. Or hasn't at this stage anyway. Maybe he's playing his way in. He's having a 7.3. He's doing decent. Can't complain. Other than that, they've had the possession. We've just been effective with it and had all the shots. And decent chances at that. Here is a corner though for Wolfsburg right before the break. Swung to the far post, headed just over the bar by Udekai. I don't know how to say it. I said Udekai confidently and then immediately was like, what have I done? Anyway, halftime, 2-0, loves it. Absolutely sensational. Yeah, very happy with that. Keep it going. Just more of that. Just do what you just did. Do it again. Done. Simples. I don't know if my, movement of my mouse is slow, but pretty much injured my thumb today. Don't know what happened there, but you probably can't really see it, but it's got a bunch of bruising and stuff. Anyway, Also, sorry about no video yesterday. Usually I upload on Saturday and Sunday, but my mum turned 60. So, I mean, I had priorities of, you know, being with my mum. And that's about it. Highlight here, I did not say the word properly there at all, but 56 minutes in, Udokai at the back, tackled by Marquinhos, who might just be away here. He is. He's through. Marquinhos chips it. Bornau gets there. Those chips are either absolutely way out of anyone's reach whatsoever, or clearly being, like, it's never close. It's never ever close to the line that they actually clear it. It's either, like, definitely in and no one's even trying to get it, or they're clearing it from like 6 yards out. I saw Kevin Schade score there. Of course, we had him at Brentford for our first like half a season we were there. Don't think I've really used, I can't even remember, it's that long ago now. Charlotte here on the ball, just outside the box, has a go off the post. My goodness, Charlotte, he's meant to be just a centre-back who's playing out right back for, you know, I guess squad fitness reasons, but he's doing a bloody good job out there. He's having a 7.3. It's sensational. Theo not having the best time of it, so we'll take him off for a Coley. Dani Olmo tiring, so yeah, let's bring on Fabio Vieira. That makes sense to me. And then maybe let's give Doku some time, because Doku's sort of been the man to miss out here. He missed out on Champions League, like the squad requirements, because the squad doesn't have anyone trained by Leipzig, which is pretty shocking because they do have quite a good academy in the game and have produced some very good players from their academy, just none of them are in the first team picture. Yeah, anyway, so we can only register 21 people, and that meant that Doku sat out and he didn't complain, so I was happy. 73 minutes in now, nothing's really happening, it's 2-0. This is a double. David Around can come on, and yeah, let's bring on I was gonna bring on Svanberg on the wing, maybe? Let's bring on Svanberg, but we'll put Vieira on the right wing and what's his face? Doku on the left, because maybe that he likes that more, maybe. I don't know. Just want to see everyone thriving at once, everyone eating. Alright, that'll do. 73rd minute, and we're just waiting for this to be over really now, aren't we? Oh, my thumb hurts. I like went to scooch myself along on the ground playing with my dogs, and my thumb like bent back the wrong way. Bloody hell, that hurt. Horrid. Anyway, oh, good. Jeremy Doku, who we're trying to get into form, has pulled his groin. Well, we can't take him off, so I guess we'll just cop it. But he'll just run around aimlessly. All right, 86 minutes in. This is what a lot of it's been like, where, I mean, the possession hasn't necessarily always been in their favour, but a lot of it's been like this, where they just haven't really had too much of a sniff, and we've been the better team more often than not. We haven't come up against Bayern yet. That's, I think, our second last fixture before the winter break. But at this point, if we just win the other 16 games or whatever, against, well, 32, I guess, games against the other people, surely we'll be up there at least, right? So there you have it, yet again, just a doddle, just an easy 2-0 win. They barely had a sniff. I mean, I think they had one sniff, to be really precise about it. Precise? I don't know. I don't know what word I'm trying to say. Anyway, that'll wrap up today's video. I've got some Football Manager to get playing and get us through to, you know, sometime in January maybe, and see how much of a lead we can get up, I guess. Hopefully, anyway. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you do leave us that like down below. Subscribe if you're new around here. We're up to 175, which is nuts. It's almost, I always use this, but almost 6 classrooms worth of people, which is mental. Don't know why. Thank you, though. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all the things. And till next time. Peace.